Hi guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing a Marvel Tsum Tsum review / tutorial, so without further ado, let's get on with the video. So a couple of months ago I did this video and I didn't really like it. It went on for too long. I just didn't think I kind of put a good amount of sort of speaking and visual together, so instead I'm just going to have visual like all the way through with the app. So I'm gonna hit record on the screen recording. Lovely. I'm just gonna push myself to the side and we're gonna get into Marvel Tsum Tsum. So if you are aware and you've come here and you've realised that you do play Tsum Tsum but you don't quite know what is going on with the Tsum Tsum game, then I'm just kind of here to help you understand what it is that you can expect with the Marvel game. There's a brand new update on the Marvel Tsum Tsum game as of about a month ago or so. So literally the last time I made this video, things have changed and for the better, I feel. So I'm going to explain those things. So when you have characters, let's tap on the Tsum Tsum button. So before, all you could do was select one team and then you had to keep changing them. So you had to keep changing them for battles, for stages, for everything else, which to me I found that quite frustrating because you forget which teams that you put together and that are really good. So now you can put 5 teams together. So I have teams that I keep blank that I use in games. So this last one here, Team 5, I've used obviously for one of the event games. Team 4 is my power team. Team 3 is my blast team. Team 2 is the team that I use a lot for events and currently for Heroes for Hire, which I will explain a little bit later in this video. And then Team 1 is my speed team. So it's good to select your teams. This is a time wasting thing that I found was very frustrating because I forgot what teams I put together. There's speed, what I'd put together is power and all that kind of stuff. It gets very frustrating when you just don't remember who you've got in your teams that you put together. So this is a time saver, so I do recommend doing this and getting all your teams sorted. The one team that I change an awful lot is Team 2, so I've got Mephisto and Marvel, which I keep the same because I just quite like their powers and their special powers that they have, their extra powers that I put in screen because I'm playing Heroes for Hire at the moment, but I will play an event later on in this video. So yes, it's good to have a team all set up and ready. I am then going to let you know that at the moment there's Heroes for Hire, which I keep explaining, but that can change. I don't know how often they change events. It's not very often. Sometimes there's a good stretch of several 3 weeks or 2 weeks and stuff where you don't have an event at all when you have to play the stages and stuff, but currently I will show you the event that we do have, which is Heroes for Hire. So we've got stuff here which are cards. I've cleared 12 already. And it's quite fun. I will explain this a little bit later, but and stages are things which you can play like whenever. So I'm up to stage 11, but I haven't really progressed very far in it. I've hit a roadblock, and as you can see there's like a whole bunch of other things that I have to do. But firstly I wanted to talk about battles. So battles are a fantastic way for you to gain gems, get coins, which is really helpful, getting orbs, orbs are very useful to purchase characters, and you can sometimes on the harder level battles win characters that you're battling against. So that's really good, because the reason why that's good is because you can level up that character each time that you have it. So if you've got it again every time that you win the character, it's a really good thing. So, there is a new battle called Nightmare. I haven't done that before. That's a brand new one. That is perfect timing for this one. So I'm going to go through what it is that you have to do. As you can see, right now, this is something that I did explain in the last video, but the power, my character is going upwards, so there's only like 2 arrows, but I want them to be 3 arrows, so that means I have a higher chance of me winning the battle. So I'm going to get my power team on this one. So I forget where my power team is. I always do. So this is the one that I have. I have Scream, Ultron and Black Panther. So we're going to go for this and we're going to play the game. I'm not going to put any add-ons or anything. You can put stuff on which helps you win the game and stuff. This is a normal battle. This shouldn't take too long. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I win this. I I never talk during battles, but for the sake of the video, I will talk. So basically, the aim of the game of battles is to destroy the person that you're battling. So currently right now I'm doing okay. My health is totally intact, which is quite surprisingly nice, but this is a normal one, so it's not as hard. FYI warning, they will retaliate against you, so as you can just see, perfect timing there, it retaliated against me. So my level of energy is going down, essentially. Crazy easy, as you can see. Finished it, absolutely easy. So the harder these battles are, the tougher it is. So let's see what I do win. So I win the battle, but then what do I get out of it? So let's have a look. So I win 200 coins and 150 coins, and that is it. Oh, and also 1,000 for clearing the normal one. So that is how battles work. Pretty simple. So if you want to join battles, which is a really good way of gaining new friends and new allies, as they call them, which is a really useful thing, because then if you join up friends with people, then you can get more energy, which means you've got more time to spend on playing the game. So at the moment there's no one available, but you can join battles. So there we go, someone is already getting chaos for that guy, and then you've got another character who wants help on I was going to say Tabasco, but that's the name of the bus. Oh my god, expert level. So those things are really helpful. Clearing these battles are quite essential, as I said. I would have to team up with someone in order to kind of do something and try and get the character, but it gives you just an idea of just like how the game actually works in terms of battles. So currently, let's talk about the events. So Heroes for Hire has come back for another time again. This is something that Marvel Tsum Tsum loves to do, which is, in the past, I have not been very good, FYI, at Heroes for Hire stuff. I found it very, very difficult, but at the moment, I have cleared 12, and that has not been too bad, because this has only just come out about a week ago or so, and I'm doing very well, and I'm very, very pleased that I'm doing well with this particular one. So, good stuff. So at the moment, I have just started, so I'm gonna choose a card that I want to play, basically, and I think I'm gonna stick with this one. I don't know what she's called. I'm not very good with Marvel character names. Sorry, shoot me if you do know who this person is, but let me know in the comments down below if you know who this character is that I'm gonna be doing the card of. So we've got things here like use some brown hair. We've got use an animal type, and we've got Lockjaw, who I did win because I cleared a card, so I'm going to use Lockjaw because it's an animal type, and I guess he has brown hair, and I could do Mega 12, that times 20 times, or whatever it was. So I'm going to go back to my Team 2, I'm going to change Scream, and I'm going to swap him for Lockjaw. Also, yep, I've unlocked all of his levels and his skills, awesome. So let's try and use Lockjaw. I have used Lockjaw before, he's pretty decent, I guess. I'm going to add on the 5 to 4 thing skill, just because I find that quite useful, and I've got enough coins. So this is a good tutorial because I actually have coins for once, which sometimes is very difficult to contain. But basically, also a little side note, when you are playing Heroes for Hire and you want to know how well you're doing during the game, then you can actually pause the game. So if we just pause the game, you can see. So you can see how you're doing in each of them, which is really useful, because if you're not quite sure what particular thing that you need to be completing, then that's the good thing. That's the difference between this and the original game. You can't do that on a bingo card. I don't understand why they haven't adapted it, but I guess it's because it's a different thing. Look at how cool his special skill is. He moves Sims right to the top and helps you clear them. I love that skill. I forgot that he did that. The bone toss is kind of okay, I guess. But this is so good. And I don't think he's the worst character. Plus because he's useful with all of the challenges in this particular card, which is really helpful. So I'm hoping this will help me to either clear it kind of quicker, that kind of stuff. Look at how useful that skill is, boys. Okay, I totally forgot what it is that I'm meant to be doing, so I'm going to pause the game. Okay, use a special skill. Clear 900 leader things. Okay. I'm kind of like halfway there with a couple of them. I'm hoping I can do quite well. I hope so anyway. How long have we got? We've got a couple more seconds to go. I think I might not be able to clear any of the challenges, which is annoying because I really want to show off that like how it works and everything, and how when you win it, like it makes you move forward a bit more in the card. No, I don't think I can. Okie dokie, never mind. Well, anyway, we will see how close I was with some of the stuff. Let's just wait. Okay, so I'm kind of close with the brown hair thing. I'm not too far off of everything. Not too bad. Tell you what, we'll play another game and we will keep going, and that way I can sort of see whether or not we can clear it. It's because the cards are getting harder, so I've reached the point where it does take a while to finish each of the challenges, so that's the kind of the main thing with the Heroes for Hire cards. Also, something that I have not mentioned, and something that I should be mentioning really, is, so remember how I have Mephisto and Miss Marvel as my side characters. Now, they have, every character that you get will have a particular extra skill that you can use when you use them as your team members. So I will point them out to you when they appear on the screen, and I've understood this a lot better than I did last time I did this video, because I got very confused about how useful it could be when you have characters with particular skills. So some of them could be really useful during a battle sequence. Some of them can be very useful in ordinary games. That's why I use these two, and I'll explain to you why. I hope that the skills generally come, but they just come very randomly and sporadically. So I really do want to point out when they do appear on the screen, and I hope they do anyway. Because that's like one of the main things that really helps in a game. So if one of them, for example, with Mephisto, he automatically just randomly makes one of the characters a large Tsum. So if your challenge is to do a large Tsum, and maybe you say you don't have Hulk, then his skill is really useful. I really, really wish that it would come up on the screen so it would be a lot easier to see. But the little thing comes up on the... there we go. So Miss Marvel gives me extra characters, which you just saw appear on the screen. So notice, and like those sorts of things are really, really helpful. So do choose your team and take time, basically. So don't just like put any old person in that you think is going to work, because they work in your favour and they're there to kind of support you. Like any other Marvel superheroes do together. Think of the Avengers, they each help themselves in different ways, like their skills help each other, because it kind of comes from that, like the movie sense, I guess, because they're kind of picking up on things. We didn't manage to, unfortunately, clear anything, which is really sucky, but you can see how they do work. The coins above each mission, so one of them is 4, one of them is 5, because it's rare, it's like higher coins. It's going to take me a while to do that. One of them is 4, one of them is 3, so if I completed this, like if I played this probably another couple more goes, then I would probably be able to finish this quite quickly. But the more that you play, the harder it gets. That is pretty much all the information that I kind of wanted to share. If I have missed anything, I might just sort of leave the information down in the description down below. But that is pretty much it for all the tutorial based stuff. But I wanted to finish this off on just kind of like extra advice. So a lot of the time I don't really know what to do. I don't know like what characters do what particular things. So say for example on the Heroes for Hire card, it asks me to use a Tsum that could clear lots of coin bombs, but sometimes I didn't know that, especially that happened this morning. So all I did was just literally just Google it. And one of the things that I do tend to look at a lot more than other sort of forum sites is Reddit. Reddit is really good. There's a subreddit for Marvel. I will leave the subreddit link down in the description down below so you guys can sort of have a little look into it. Do explore it. It's quite useful. I tend to just, when I Google a question, I just generally jump straight to a Reddit link. So that's just something that I just kind of feel that I fall back on a lot. Tsum Tsum Central is a good website. It's helpful in terms of like what characters to use and what terms. It's good for the normal game and for the Marvel Tsum Tsum game as well. Sometimes at the moment their information is not totally up to date, so don't rely on them too much. I feel like the Reddit forums might be more better with up to date information, but do check them out. Do follow them on Twitter because their Twitter seems to be a lot more up to date than their website, so their blog gets updated a lot of stuff, so like new events might get featured on there. So at the moment on the normal game there's a Star Wars event going on, so they'll kind of keep you up to date on that. They might post some tips and stuff like that, extra information. Check the comments section on those things as well. So I'll leave a link to that website down in the description down below as well. And then last thing is that when I get a new character, say for example I got Lockjaw but I didn't know what he did, then I just tend to go on the Marvel Tsum Tsum YouTube channel, which I'll leave a link in the description down below, and in the end card I will put the little circle thing as well. Basically it's really helpful because if you don't really know what you're doing with the character, it shows you how it works in a battle sense, in an ordinary sense, and like what do each skill, when to use them, how to use them, and it's just like a brief explanation, and there's a visual of it as well, which is really helpful. And for me, I find that that is the best channel to go to because it's the official channel and you get to see how things work and how they go, and they update it quite regularly, so do subscribe to their channel. I feel like this is the best place to kind of find out information about the characters. But I hope this video just kind of helps you get a better understanding. If you're a newbie and you came and clicked on this video, please let me know. I will leave my ID as well, link on the screen as well. But yeah, this is pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this Marvel Tsum Tsum tutorial video. Don't forget to like this video, and if you're new to my channel and you like what you've just seen, then hit that red subscribe button down below and the notification bell to be told when I make videos, because I make them every so often. And I guess all I've got left to say is a happy Marvel Tsum Tsumming over and out. Sayonara!